Hello, everyone. It's your big sister Chiquis, and you've reached my personal voicemail box for the Dear Chiquis podcast. I'm here to give you advice on anything and everything you need help with, whether you're going through a breakup or having issues with your family, or maybe you have a question about my personal life. Whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. Remember, these are my thoughts and my opinions, and if you're suffering from a serious issue or hardship, you should seek help from a qualified professional. All right, now go ahead and leave your message at the sound of the beep.
Hi, Chiquis. I wanted to ask a question about friendships. I am going into my late 30s, and I actually don't really have a lot of women friends at all. And I want to know, how do you cultivate friendships and keep them for years? I kind of find myself befriending people, and then after maybe about a good 6 months, it's like we drift apart, and I'm just not understanding how. I'm a stay-at-home mom. I'm a married woman, and it's very hard to find friendships, but I wanted to know what you thought, and just wanted to let you know that I do love all of your music, all of your work. I love your mom, your family. I am just so proud of you and everything that you have accomplished, and congratulations on your marriage and on your future endeavors.
Cree, you are so sweet. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. And thank you for listening, and thank you for your question. I do have very few friends now. I think once we get older, I really do feel that our circle gets smaller. So I think that's normal, at least for me. I do have a friend that is, a little older than me, and she has a lot of friends. She's like a social butterfly. I'm more introverted. I prefer to stay home when I have the choice. But anyway, getting to your question, I think you might be the type of woman that gets along more with males, and that's okay. You are married, so if your husband's okay with it, then, why not, But it might also be that you are looking for friends that aren't necessarily on your same page. Are these friends married and also have husbands? I've noticed that now that I'm married, I hang out more. Actually, no, my best friend is, doesn't have a boyfriend right now and has children and stuff. So I don't know. That's actually a great question. You got me on this one. But I do think you got to ask yourself, is it me? Am I the one? Yeah, I'm the one pushing them away, or do they just drift off on their own? I think I need to have a little more information, but I don't think you should be so hard on yourself. I'd rather have 2 friends than a bunch, like 2 friends that I really, really trust than 10. You get me? Like, that's a lot of noise as well. So again, you have to protect your inner peace, your home, your children. So they have to be quality human beings. So maybe that's what is happening. You're not finding quality human beings that are on your same wavelength. And I think that'll come with time. I don't know. Church is a great place to find new friends. Do you go to church, or are your kids in like soccer or sports? That's another way as well. But that, I think, is just a thing of the people that they are, or if they're on the same page, if that makes sense. And you know what, Cree? I also think it's important to equally put in the effort. What I love about my friendships right now is that I don't have to speak to my friends every single day. Like, we just pick up wherever we left off. There's a friend that I don't see for weeks and weeks and weeks. I don't even speak to her. But when I do, it's like with love. I know that she's busy. I'm busy. There isn't any room at this stage in our lives to be too sensitive and take things too personally. And then I have another friend that's a little bit more needy, but she's very honest about it. So I think if you have that friend that says, hey, I'm needy, I need you to call me, I need you to respond to me. Like, it's kind of like, I also tell her, hey girl, I'm busy, I can't respond all the time, but I will do my part in calling you more, because she's more of pick up the phone and call me instead of sending voice notes because I'm the queen of voice notes. And I'm like, okay, cool. I love and value this friendship. So I'm going to do my part. I'm going to try calling at least once a week or once a month. And she's happy with that because she sees my effort. I think she appreciates it because the other day she told me, she says, as long as I see your effort and that you're trying, even if it's something you're not used to, it makes me love you more. So I do want you to keep that in mind. And if you do feel that the friendship is fizzling out, I think that it's where, hey, let's communicate. I always say this, people need to talk about things. Hablando se entiende la gente, which means if you talk, you will understand the other person. So I think it's just having that open communication and honesty and saying, hey, is this relationship really worth this to me? I want to make sure that I make time for it or not. You know, that's ultimately your choice. So I think just keeping that in mind and not being too sensitive and not taking things too personally, I had to learn that and unlearn it. So just that's another little thing. So I hope that made sense. Sending you a big hug, Cree. Thank you so much. I hope to hear from you again. Okay, we're going to move on to Josué.
Yo te tengo una pregunta, Chiqui. Soy tu fan y muchos respetos, pero soy fan también de tu mamá. Me gustaría saber de tus canciones, de las tuyas, ¿cuál es la que más te identifica? ¿Cuál es la que dices, esta es mi canción? Esta es lo que me inculca, es lo que yo expreso. Me gustaría saber cuál es esa canción.
Hola, Josué, gracias por tu pregunta, por tu comentario. Me encanta que ames a mi mamá, eso me hace muy feliz, que seas fan. Y bueno, de mis canciones, yo diría Porque soy abeja reina. Esa canción siento que es cuando la canto, cuando la escribí, cuando la escucho, sé que la puedo defender. Yo quería una canción así como la de mi mamá o varios, como que puede expresar la mujer que soy, ¿no? Lo que represento y cosas así. Así que Porque soy abeja reina siento. Y también está Diamante y la canción Ahora, pero canciones que amo, amo, amo. Pero sí yo diría que Porque soy abeja reina. So you guys, Josue's asking that, you know, he's a fan of my mother's as well. He wanted to know which song of mine I identify with the most, that like represents who I am and what I'm about. And I told him Porque soy abeja reina. And I love a lot of my songs. I feel like, for instance, Diamante also represents me very well. And Ahora, because I've gone through so many things. But Porque soy abeja reina is just very, very special to me because my boss bees gave me that name, Queen Bee, and then we translated it to Spanish, which is abeja reina. And it talks about my siblings. It talks about my mother. It just really expresses what I'm about and what I've had to live. And I don't know. I mean, I wrote it, you know, so I love it. It comes from my heart. So yeah, if you haven't heard it, you guys should listen to it. Pero bueno, espero que estés bien, Josué. Gracias por tu pregunta. Te mando un abrazo. Okay, we are going with our last question, and it comes from Isara.
Hello, hello, hello. First of all, before I want to go and ask you my question is, I just want to let you know that you're such a beautiful, strong person ever. Like, I honestly have been listening to your broadcast like since the beginning. And let me tell you, I look forward every Monday and Wednesday. But my question is, what happened to your business about the shapewear? Like, what happened to it? The other day I was trying to find and buy something that I'm like, oh, I can't find it anymore. Can you please give us some update on that? Like, I need to know. Well, I hope you're doing well, and I'm wishing you a blessed day.
Oh, Isara, thank you so much. I love that you are a loyal listener of Dear Chiquis and Chiquis and Chill. I appreciate it so, so much. And that is a great question. Something I wasn't expecting, but well, Shapewear Co, we quietly on the DL tried to just close it. Not because it didn't do well, because the truth is that it was doing amazing. It was one of my most lucrative businesses. The partnership just was not the right fit. And I am a person that does her best to stay true to myself and not do things for dollar signs. Because when you do that, that's when I feel you're selling your soul to the devil. I'm sure you guys have heard that. Maybe we can do a whole episode on that. But I just didn't feel comfortable. We were trying to make it work and it just was not working. So I thought the best thing to do was to just part ways, as hard as it was, because again, it was a very successful business and I loved the shapewear, very great quality and everything, but it just was not worth the heartache and the headache. So that's what happened. Without getting too much into the details, but thank you so much for your question. And I'm so sorry, guys. I know a lot of you loved Shapewear Co. And maybe, I don't know, I don't have plans to be honest, but maybe I'll start a new one. I don't know. Well, right now my focus is Plantitas, my hair care, and Be Flawless, my skincare. So, but thank you guys. Thank you all for your questions. I really appreciate you guys leaving them and listening all the time. It means so much to me. And if you have a question about anything, you guys heard it here. It could be personal question. It could be about advice that you need in regards to love and finances and whatever it may be. I am here. I am willing, I am open, and I would love to. So leave your question at speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast. Hasta la próxima. Bye. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.